Do you want to know how to control your thoughts and change your life? Coming up in this video, I will talk about just that. Take control of your thoughts and change your life. So if you're a new viewer to this channel, please remember to subscribe and turn on your notification bell so that you are the first to be notified whenever there's a new upload. So I just want to say thank you so much for joining. And these days, we have to be making a conscious effort to think with purpose. Do you agree with that? When you think positively, you can add so much to your life. And now we know that positive thinking can add years to your life. So when you think positive, you get rid of stress and you tend to live a healthier life and you make better choices. So if you're finding yourself struggling with negative thoughts, in one of my videos, I did speak about how to shut the door on negative thoughts. So check it out. And sometimes when we sit and we reflect, we find out a lot about ourselves that we didn't even notice before. So if you're sitting down and you're reflecting and you find yourself to be a naturally negative thinker, there are actually ways you can change that thinking and just get on the path to a life-changing way of thinking. And if you really want to begin to think positively and change your life for the better, I would like to invite you to take a little journey with me and just look at some ways you can incorporate in your own lifestyle. And number one, it's important to be responsible for your own thoughts. And I'm always talking about our actions being a choice. No one can tell you what to think or can control how you react to your thinking. So when you begin to take responsibility for your thoughts, you'll face the reality of what they're doing to you and for you, and just be more able to change those negative thoughts. Think about it for a second. The second thing you can do is plan to think positively. Have you ever heard the phrase, if you fail to plan, then plan to fail? And this is also true for our thoughts. You definitely have to plan. A lot of our thoughts, or I should say, so many of our thoughts come from the subconscious mind. So when you plan to think positively, you won't be as apt to take what you're thinking as reality. Instead, you have the time and the opportunity to think it over and come to the conclusion that reflects the reality of the situation. Still confused about what to think? Listen to Philippians 4 verse 8. Finally, brethren, whatsoever things are true, whatsoever things are honest, whatsoever things are just, whatsoever things are pure, whatsoever things are lovely, whatsoever things are of good report, if there be any virtue and if there be any praise, think on these things. The third thing that will help you a lot is to choose the people that you keep in your circle of influence. And when I was much younger, I would hear the phrase, birds of a feather flock together. And so it's important to think seriously about your associations. Negative people can ruin your best laid plans to think positively. And they can feed that fire of self-doubt and anxiety. And it can sometimes be classified as a crowd mentality. So don't fall prey to it. Think for yourself. The fourth thing that is very helpful is to write down your thoughts. And it's helpful if you can see at the end of the day what your thoughts have been. For a while, just take the time to write them down. And you'll see what went wrong with your thoughts and be able to improve them. It may seem like a lot of work, but it will be worth it, especially as you see the changes taking place in your own life. So before I move on to my next point, have you subscribed to this channel as yet? Make sure to hit that red subscribe button and be notified of all the contents to be your best self that's posted every single week. So number 5, always consider the repercussions. For example, if you have a deadline for an assignment and it becomes clear that you're not going to meet it, consider what might happen. If you finish it on time, it won't be as good as you wanted. If you take more time, it may cause other problems, right? So consider solutions. For example, you could ask for an extension to the deadline, right? I mean, that's just an example. That's the first thing I could think of, really. My sixth point is minimizing any catastrophic thinking. So rather than thinking the worst about a situation, try to minimize it and lower your anxiety level by being practical about it. So if you're susceptible to those thoughts, avoid situations such as probably television news that might cause you anxious thinking. And number 7 is to live for the moment. So when you spend too much time trying to guess or analyze the future, you'll convince yourself of failure, especially if you've failed in the past. So if you think you'll fail, you probably will. Accept the reality that you can control your thoughts. I should ask you, do you believe you can control your thoughts? Let me know which thoughts you find easier to control and which one seem to be a constant battle for you. Just put in the comments below. And when you realize how much you can control your thoughts, you become more empowered to face stressful situations in your life and to change the way you think. It will become easier to maintain a positive attitude the more you practice thinking positively. So commit to incorporating these 7 ways in your lifestyle and see the difference they make to your life. You could even assign one to each day of the week and just personalize it to suit you, and let me know which one you find the easiest to incorporate in your lifestyle. I would love to hear from you. Thank you for joining.